The man died and Salman stayed in Emiria. One day, some merchants from the tribe of Kalb, passed by me, said Salman. I said to them, take me to Arabia and I'll give you my cows and the only sheep I have. They said, yes. Salman gave them what he had offered and they took him with them. When they reached Wadi al-Qura, near Medina, they sold him as a slave to a Jew. Salman stayed with the Jew and saw the date palms that his previous companions had described. I wanted it to be the same place described by my companion. One day, a man who was Salman's master's cousin from the Jewish tribe of Bani Qurayza in Medina came for a visit. He bought Salman from his Jewish master. He took me with him to Medina. By God, when I saw it, I knew it was the place my companion had described. Then God sent, too, his messenger, i.e. Muhammad, may God's mercy and blessings be upon him. He stayed in Mecca for as long as he did. 3. I didn't hear anything about him because he was too busy working as a servant and so he migrated to Medina. One day, I was in a date tree at the top of one of his date bunches doing some work for my master. A cousin came and stood in front of him, his master was sitting, and said, what a pity for the Bani Qila, people from the tribe of Qila. They are gathered in Kaaba, around a man who came today from Mecca claiming to be a prophet. I trembled so strongly when I heard him that I was afraid I would fall on my master. I went downstairs and asked, what are you saying? What are you saying? My master got angry and punched me hard, saying, what business is it of yours? Go and mind your own business. I said, nothing. I just wanted to make sure I knew what he was talking about. That night, I went to see God's messenger while he was in Kaaba. I took some of what I had saved with me. I went in and said, I've been told that you're a virtuous man and that there are foreigners in your company who are in need. I'd like to offer you something I've saved as charity. I think you deserve it more than anyone else. I offered it to him. He said to his companions, eat, but he himself kept his hand away, i.e. he didn't eat. I said to myself, this is one of the signs of his prophetic mission. Following this encounter with the Prophet, may God's mercy and blessings be upon him, Salman went off to prepare another test. This time he brought a gift for the Prophet in Medina. I saw that you didn't eat what was given as charity. So here is a gift with which I wish to honor you. The Prophet ate and ordered his companions to do the same, which they did. I said to myself, now there are two of the signs of the prophetic mission. On the third date, Salman came to Baqi ul-Gharqad, a cemetery in Medina, where the Prophet, may God's mercy and blessings be upon him, was attending the funeral of one of his companions. Salman said, I greeted him with the greeting of Islam, peace be upon you, and then I tried to see the seal of the prophets on his back, which had been described by my companion. When he saw my attitude, he knew I was trying to confirm something described to me. He took the tunic off his back and I saw the seal. I recognized it. I prostrated myself on the seal, kissing it and weeping. The messenger of God, may God's mercy and blessing be upon him, told me to talk to him. I told him my story as I did with you, Ibn Abbas. Remember that Salman is telling his story to Ibn Abbas. He, the Prophet, liked it so much that he wanted me to tell it to his companions. He was still a servant, the property of his master. The Prophet said to him, make a contract with your master for your freedom. Salman obeyed and made a contract with his master for his freedom. He reached an agreement with his master in which he would pay 40 ounces of gold and plant 300 new date palms. The Prophet then said to his companions, help your brother. They helped him with the date palms and collected the specified amount for him. The Prophet ordered Salman to dig suitable holes to plant the saplings and planted each one with his own hands. Salman said, "By the one in whose hands is my soul, i.e. God, no tree has died." Salman gave the trees to his master. The Prophet gave Salman a piece of gold that was the size of a hen's egg and said, "Take this, Salman, and pay, i.e. your master, what you owe." Salman said, "How much is this in relation to what I owe?" The Prophet said, "Take it. God will make it equivalent to what you owe." 5. I took some and weighed it, and it was 40 ounces. Salman gave the gold to his master. He kept his bargain and was released. From that moment on, Salman became one of the Prophet's closest companions. The Search for Truth. One of the Prophet's great companions, by the name of Abu Hurairah, reported, "We were sitting in the company of the Messenger of God when Surah Al-Jumu'ah, Surah 62, was revealed. He recited these words, 'It is He who has chosen, from among the unlearned, a messenger of their kindred, to dictate to them His communications, to consecrate them, and to teach them the book and wisdom, for before they were in clear error.'" Quran 62-3. A person asked, "O Messenger of Allah, who are those who were in clear error?" The Messenger of God did not answer. "Salman the Persian was among us." God's messenger placed his hand on Salman and said, "By him in whose hands is my soul, even if faith were close to the Pleiades, the 7 stars, men like this, i.e. Salman's people, would surely attain it." At Tirmidhi, many in this world are like Salman, searching for the truth about the one true God. This story of Salman is similar to the stories of people in our own time. Some people's search takes them from one church to another, from church to Buddhism or passivity, from Judaism to neutrality, from religion to meditation and mental abuse. They are the ones who move from one idea to another, but don't even think about knowing anything about Islam. When they met some Muslims, however, their minds were opened. Salman's story is that of a long search. You can shorten your search by benefiting from his.